welcome to the Videos Corner. I'm your host Martin, also known as Falcon1, and today I talk about editing, and in particular about AMVs with VideoBeats. Hi!
Hi.
It's nice to have you. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Can you tell me a bit about yourself, like who you are, or when do you get in touch with editing?
I started making videos in 2011, but it wasn't AMVs, but like short films. They were pretty trashy. And then I started making AMVs in 2013, yes.
How was it for you in the beginning? Did you have help from friends, or was it more like a lone project where you're just playing around and doing stuff, or was there...
Playing around alone. Like I had previous experience from those short films, and I had discovered editing with a friend of mine. But yeah, at the beginning of making AMVs, I really just sat alone and yeah, made some things.
Yeah, some very interesting things. So not like you said live action, you make AMVs, but you also made MMVs, manga music videos, like the last one.
Yeah, it took me a few years to try that. So
I can see that this stuff can take a long time.
yeah, actually, the actual video only took like 1.5 months.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it took me a few years to just actually start making MMVs and not just AMVs because I was kind of scared of animating everything.
It's very different from AMVs where you have all the movement already and you can work with that.
Yeah, definitely.
And over the years, you made a bunch of videos.
Yeah, I think 60.
Is there one where you say it's your favorite of yours? Which one you prefer and say it's like your baby, you put a lot of effort in and are proud of it?
I'm definitely proud of 6 a.m. and Different Light, the MMV. But my favorites are actually What Remains. That's another video for Girls Last Tour. And it's really slow and long. And I don't know, many people might not like it. But I really like watching it again. And it's actually quite a challenge to edit something really slow.
Yeah, because most likely many people use a more faster movement, and with a slower down, you need to really get feeling that's relaxed and also like getting on the emotion. So I think that's very, very hard.
Yeah, and it's more likely that it gets boring for some people. So you really have to catch the atmosphere of the scenes and have to like make them breathe. I don't know how to say it better.
Yeah, it's often very hard to describe how to work with such challenging long videos to make a story or have some catches that the viewer stays for a longer time. That's always a real challenge in my opinion. But can you tell us some process behind your videos, how you start, how you approach them? How do you work? Is it like you have an idea and then just start editing, or do you have something like a script or something else?
That changed, like my approach changed over the years. Like at the beginning, I just wanted to like sync stuff in a cool way. So I just took whatever song and put whatever scenes and like it was really random. And nowadays, I don't start a video if the anime and song combo isn't like really great, because that's what makes like 70% of a video for me. If the song and anime combination is like not interesting, you have to put in a lot of work to make it interesting. Yeah, for me now, it's like I really just try to find a song that matches an anime really well, or just a particular aspect of the anime. It doesn't have to reflect the whole thing. Yeah, and then I go on from that point.
So no writing down or something like that?
I structure the song into part, and then I make like notes, like do some world building, and then these two characters meet and then they fight because it's just random action in the middle part or something like that. So I always structure a little bit, but it's not like I'm not doing a storyboard or anything like that.
Not like I did with my last video where I put down a real storyboard with all the notes and all the parts of the song, the lyrics.
I mean, that's really cool. I might try that at some point, but I haven't.
It's also a challenge because I often write something down and then realize, oh, this scene doesn't exist at the moment. So I need to create the scene, and that's more like the most challenging part for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have some experience making storyboards because I also make animated movies for university. So I could do it, but I don't know. With anime, I just like the scenes are already there. Like I don't try to draw scenes and then try to find them. Like I go into the anime and try to find the best thing that I can.
I had at university also like writing storyboards and so all the stuff because I was studying media technology, so we are needed to create films and also and that stuff. So I did that also, but it's really different because you have already the scenes and you are not shooting the scene what you need and what you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's understandable. That's a completely different thing. With the programs, I think you use After Effects and maybe Premiere. Is that right?
Yes, and also Cinema 4D sometimes. When like for my MMV, I use Cinema 4D.
But with which program did you really start?
With Final Cut, also used Motion. That's like the After Effects version of for Mac. It's really cheap and it's not too bad. It's it definitely was nice for trying things out and yeah, getting the concept. Like switching to After Effects wasn't too hard for me because like many things were pretty similar.
I know Final Cut and Premiere was like for me when I first came to Final Cut and also at university because they only use Max and I was going there and at the first time I opened up Final Cut I was like, is this Premiere? Looked at the top, no, it says Final Cut. It was really like an old Premiere. It looks like Premiere 6.5 or something like that. It was very interesting.
Oh, maybe you had the old Final Cut because there was like Final Cut before Final Cut X, and that looked really like it was like the silvery,
old.
grayish look.
Yeah, I was at university in 2009.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you had the old one. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I already used the new one, and it was like it had this magic time. And I don't know what it was called, but the timeline always clipped together. So you couldn't put a clip at the beginning and at the end. It always would stick together. So that's why I started making my videos chronologically because I was a pain to make something at the end and then change something at the beginning without ruining the sync at the end. So it was horrible, actually. But
Oh, now I understand why so many people switched.
Yeah, maybe there was I think someone told me years later that there was a function to disable this kind of timeline, but I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
to this day, I still make my videos pretty chronologically, just because I was used to it. But yeah, like in the last 2 years, I started making doing it a little less. But I still wouldn't start at the end of the video. I couldn't.
For me, it's also it's more likely I want to start in the beginning, maybe find a scene and think like, oh yeah, this part could fit right down the line, more likely, and put it there. So I have it already. But normally I also work linear. I don't know, it's easier because you build up something, so it's strange to be in the middle and then put something on in the front and at the back.
You have to know what you're trying to do if you do that.
There's one thing, you also work with After Effects and see off online when people recommend newer people to say, okay, if you want to get good and make good videos, start right with After Effects. Just jump right into After Effects. What is your opinion about that?
It really depends on what style you're trying to go for. And I would say whatever style you're going for, you should know how to cut well, like how to match clips and get an understanding of how different clips interact with each other. Yeah, basic editing. That's not something you can learn quickly. It's like really, it sounds easy, but there are many things you have to get used to and to get a feeling for. And yeah, if you just start in After Effects, it's way harder. Like just to make some basic cuts, it's way easier in Premiere, at least for me.
Also link the projects together, so it's built for that you make the cuts and the normal basic editing in Premiere and then import the project in After Effects.
Yeah, that's still what I do. Like I do most things in Premiere, and everything that needs a touch up in After Effects, I just link the composition and do it in After Effects. But it would take me way longer to make my videos if I would make everything in After Effects. And I don't really think anyone can be as fast with just cutting in After Effects as in Premiere.
Is there something in particular where you say in the beginning for you it was really hard to master, like cutting or finding stuff? Is there something in particular where you say, yeah, I had a long time a problem with that?
I don't know if I mastered anything, but I would say like the thing that came to me the most natural was syncing, and everything else I had to work for. Let's say I didn't put too much thought into these things and just started later on. But there's one thing that I really sucked at the beginning, and that was like typography and like animations. Like if you check my YouTube channel and my oldest videos, there are some really juicy intros.
Okay.
Like,
Don't watch my old videos and look at the intros. They're horrible because also made in Windows Movie Maker. But yeah.
yeah, but I think it's very important that even if you suck at something, just keep going. Like you
Yeah.
won't be good at everything just
At the
from the beginning. Like,
yeah, learning by doing is most likely what it is to understand, okay, what's going on and how to use it. And it's, as I want also showed the listeners, it's everyone has something where, let's say, yeah, it feels easier, like you say, with the syncing. It was more natural for you, but there's also some stuff where you had some problems to improve or to get an better understanding about it. For me, it's like using effects. I was really, really bad and had a longer way to understand and how to use it. Can you say you have a style you prefer in editing and or watching?
I like sync, obviously.
Yeah.
So everything that's well synced already nice to watch for me. I would say I want to see that someone loves the anime and the song. I want to see the passion in the project. Like, it doesn't have to be like really
Fancy, full
fancy,
of
and yeah, it can
effects.
be just a raw cut that you made in like 2 days.
Mm?
If I can see that you like a good friend of mine, Apus, said once, a good AMV needs brain and heart. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not stupid,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
I
also
understand.
like has soul. Like, yeah, if that makes sense.
You see that someone had something in mind and put it on the timeline and show it to you, that it's not like, oh yeah, it's it's the favorite song of the week and the favorite anime of all people, yeah, put it together and have fun. It's like, oh yeah, I love the show, I love the song, and I want to show the emotion I have when I listen to the song and watch this show.
Yes, exactly, exactly. It doesn't mean that you can't do like really crazy concepts that go away from the anime and like and just celebrate the song, for example. I don't like it if it feels like the anime is just some fancy footage. Like I always, yeah, I like to see that the editor pays respect to the original work that the anime studio put in.
Do you have some editors you look up or like watching at the beginning or nowadays? Are there some people where I said in particular, yeah, I like them and look up to them?
When I started, it was definitely impressive. He made Noise for
Hmm.
across 2011, I think, because it was like the sync. It was like it mesmerized me. I watched that video like twice a day.
It's a great, really great one.
Yeah, and also really like Lolly's videos, like Into the Labyrinth. I
Yeah.
didn't like it because of the Trickster, actually. I liked it because it was synced well. Like,
Yeah, it was like how he matched the sounds,
yeah,
disturbing sounds of glitch drop. It's really hard because of these stretched sounds, but
yeah.
he got the motion of the anime, and also with it that he used Twixter was like more like a thing to get this motion for the songs. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
more
yeah.
likely to see it not as a, oh yeah, he used it as.
Yeah, the trickster is important for the video, but it's not what makes the video good. Yeah, I think
That's a good thing.
you can see that influence of the those two editors in my early videos,
Mm.
because it's glitchy music and glitches all over the place. Yeah, it was fun making those kind of videos. Yeah, nowadays I like many videos. I really like videos from Doppler Do. Also, Synesthesia. He started like I think 3 years ago, and he makes such great videos. And he
Yeah,
improved
he's
so fast. It's really nice.
yeah, really impressive. I know him also for some time, and it's always like to see what he has done when I first met him, more likely online, and see what he's doing now. It's very impressive, and I feel always sitting there and think like, yep, I'm bad. But that's a different story. Yeah, that's some good editors. Doubler Do does also very well, and also a lot of videos in my opinion
Yeah, definitely.
over a short time.
Yeah, I'm thinking about people I want to like. There's so many people like Dr. Penguin makes really cool videos. Trouble Cleft, I don't know how you say it. And also I really love when I discover like Megamon. He's from Mexico, I think. And I saw his video for the Socium IC, and it was kind of cute. And I it was like, the style is kind of interesting. Yeah. And then I realized that he made videos from like 2007 or something like that. And it made sense because it was like this old style just kind of transferred to a new anime and higher resolution. It had a really unique feel. Like, was really interesting.
Yeah. It was always great to see some of his stuff also back in the day.
I don't know. Whenever he does lip sync, it just gets me. It's like I don't know why.
It's really good. He makes it really good, and I think lip sync is one of a really hard technique to master because it's often feels not natural.
Yeah, but I feel like in the drumming community, who are also really good at lip syncing. It's Lapskaus and Nos, and they also taught me a lot about lip syncing because I really like it also to put it into my works.
Yeah, Laps and Nos are very, very nice people also.
Yeah, and I think that's really important also for people who might start out. Like, reach out to other editors. Like, they will help you. Like, most people don't suck. will be nice. Like, everyone will be nice. I hope so.
Yeah. One thing I also recommend, just get in touch with other people and exchange your thoughts and maybe some ideas, or get some help when you say, okay, I don't know how to approach that thing, or does it really look good, or what could I do? So the community is, in my opinion, very helpful and helped me a lot in all the years.
Yeah, and also if you like, what really helps me is like having friends also edit AMVs at the same time. Like, I'm always in voice chat with Apis, another editor, and we don't really talk much. It's just more like we're both editing and we know that we're both onto it. Like, it really helps keep motivation.
Yeah, that's a very important part, the motivation, which I lack sometimes, most of the times maybe. But yeah, that's a very, very good thing. What is for you the most important thing about editing and AMVs?
Phew.
I know, really hard.
I think like the thing I already said about it having brain and heart. Like, for me personally, it's just became a way to express myself, not
just make videos, but also show some of yourself. And
yeah, it doesn't even have to be like, normally I would say I'm unimportant for my videos, and I still am. I would say like I shouldn't be visible in my video like in a way that I'm important. Like, oh, look at me, I'm cool, I'm fancy, I can
okay.
I can do all this stuff, and it's just about me. Obviously, you put in your own ideas and your own thoughts, and so obviously it contains a part of you. But yeah, I don't think you should have to be important for the video. Obviously, you can be seen in the video.
Yeah, so you show something of yourself, like your idea, more likely, what you think and how you think about stuff, and that's a lot. One thing is also a very important thing, in my opinion, for this podcast is like, if someone new comes up to you and says, okay, I want to start editing, I want to start with AMVs, what should I do? What is the best way to start? What would you tell them?
I would evaluate which program they can get easily and where to find footage, and like give some really, really basic information on maybe how to cut. But then I would just tell them, yeah, go for it. Make like I would try to find out what they like. Maybe I'll also help them find out what they like. Like, for me, it was sync, and then just try to make something that's similar to what you like. I think that's a good starting point.
Yeah, it's good to give some basic knowledge so the person have a basic start, and then say, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Do something. And what I might mostly do is, in the first videos, it's like, you can't say much about it. I don't want to give a critique or something like that. I would say, play around, make 2 or 3 short videos, just to find out what the program does, how it works, how you approach stuff, and play around. Because most likely at the beginning it's just finding their own path they want to go. Like, what is their style maybe, or what is the stuff they prefer to make, or see, okay, I like it much more to make, for example, a slow-paced video. I'm not that good with action or something like that. Then move on from there maybe.
Yeah, I think that's really important to let people explore things on their own, because you don't want to see the same video by 20 editors. So if someone would come up to me and would be like, I would never try to make videos the same way I do, because that would be really boring. Like, people don't need VideoBeats 2.0.
Really? We don't need it?
I don't know.
Because 2.0 would be better than 1.0.
Oh yeah, true.
Ah.
Yeah, maybe like an upgrade.
No, just kidding. No. I really like your style and your videos, so it's hard to also to get on top because you also try a lot of different stuff, and so it's really hard to get your, I can't say unique style because it's so a wide style in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I really have a style, not like Lolly or Cascon, where you really can tell, oh, that video is by that editor. But I think I still like I have like, you can see my approach in every video and like my way of syncing. I think it's often a little more harsher than other people think. Like I'm not afraid to hit you in the face, I guess.
Well, I'm a fan of that if it's so synced up that I feel this scene with the song in a combination, because like the bass drops and something happens so it hits me really in my ears and in my eyes, then it's great.
Yeah.
Because the connection is there.
Yeah, I think like the most important part for syncing is contrast. If you don't slow down, you don't get impact if you speed up again. So if you make a video that's like really fast and flowy all the time, or you like, nothing really has impact anymore. And I mean, it can be interesting to watch, but most of the time if I watch that kind of videos, it's more like, okay, that was like a flow of clips and I don't remember anything. So yeah. Which doesn't mean that you can't do a like really flowy video. Like Nostromo has really great, like, it really depends on the song. Like the flow isn't something that you need for every song, but like for these trance songs, it's really useful. And obviously Nostro really also cared about having like contrast in it. So it's a great example if you want to make something that flows really well, but also keep it interesting.
Yeah, and the most interesting thing for me about him is always like I really realize I often talk about him in the videos. It's like I love it that he uses Premiere and just some picture editing software. Like, I think it is CorelDRAW or something like that for his videos. So he doesn't really use After Effects like many other would use for that videos.
Yeah, but you don't need it. Like.
Yeah, that's the thing that what I often also say is like most people don't need all the time After Effects.
Yeah,
Many
like,
things can be done in Premiere only, or Vegas, or like I use nowadays with DaVinci Resolve. I don't really need all the time Fusion to do some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's like we say in the German community, always say it's not about the editing program, it's about the editor.
Yeah.
If you're good, you can make cool things in every program.
The program doesn't make the video, the editor.
Yeah. It can really be fun, like experimenting with different programs, and I love doing that. And you should, if you want to, but you don't have to.
Oh, I'm jumped around in many programs. I said in episode 0, I was like, yeah, I started with Windows Movie Maker, jumped to Premiere, jumped first to Vegas. There was like, oh no, I can't deal with it. It was totally strange for me in the beginning. I went to Premiere, used it for a long time. Then at university, used Final Cut. Went back to Vegas. Then at the job, I worked just a few cuts with vidoes, which most people don't know. And yeah, it's not a shame. Then I tried out also in between Magics, a video maker.
Yeah, I also used that before making AMVs, like in 2012.
Yeah, and then I went again to Vegas, and in the last year I was like, okay, I want to transition to something different. I want to try out DaVinci Resolve because it's a free program, and I want to get some experience in it and want to see if it's a tool that I can recommend. And at this point, I would say yes. It's a great tool, and it's free. And that's the big thing for me.
Yeah, it's definitely the best free program.
Yeah, I think it can compete with Premiere and Vegas for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If you buy the studio version, I don't know what it's called, but like the paid version, it's not too expensive. It's not like Premiere where you have to buy the Creative Cloud and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it was like $300 or something like that was the paid version.
Yeah, something like that.
But I think you don't need the paid version for AMVs if you want to do something like that. If you want to do some live action, then yeah, it would be much better if you shoot your own scenes. Then it can be helpful because you will miss some plugins that can be helpful with your own shots, but are not that great for AMVs.
Yeah, you definitely don't need it, especially if you start out. Like,
Yeah, for sure. So, what are your thoughts about the different communities and their communication in between?
I think in general, in the AMV community, people could be a little bit nicer to each other and embrace that people are different and make different videos. I personally, I mean, I'm also known for making fun of like studios like Soul's Team.
I
That
think
might not be too
everyone makes
nice.
some.
Yeah, at
I
some
think
point,
everyone
everyone
do
makes.
some stuff like this. It's just this poking of the communities to each other. I think that's
Yeah,
uh,
I only do it when people are like too full of themselves and like act like they're better and stuff like that. And like I don't like that
yeah,
attitude. I think there's no better or worse. There's just different,
different
different, yeah,
opinions.
different opinions, different approaches. And I think should celebrate that more and don't fight
Yeah,
over unnecessary things.
yeah,
Um,
that's a good thing because for me it's like I don't really like the short edits, but I'm also a person who says, yeah, but if you like it, then go for it. It's if it's your thing, go for it. It's not mine. That's also why I don't really want to give critics about it because my opinion on that is like I can't really feel it. For me, it's more like just effects and scenes, and I can't get entertained with that.
Yeah, I think it's okay to give critique on it, as long as you really just mentioned that it's not your cup of tea, and
Yeah.
people can still like get something out of it. Like I think it's important that you get critiques from people with different opinions
Mm,
because it broadens your horizon. Yeah, and
yeah.
you can still like even if you just that video sucks. Like yeah, okay, that's interesting. Why does it suck? Okay, is this important for me? And then you can just decide of if this is important for you. If it is, you can
Yeah.
change things. Yeah.
If I'm sitting there and say, oh, okay, I don't like the video because for me it's like a totally random scene and to just a song and put then and then use just a lot of effect. For me, I often say, yeah, it's just like feels random. If the scene and the song would fit more together, it would be more pleasant to watch. But yeah, that's not often the important thing. It's more like for some people it's important to have this catchy eye candy effect.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, if they like it, go for it.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but there's plenty people out there who enjoy that. And that's the thing. Yeah, we shouldn't fight about such thing and say, "Oh yeah, you don't like it, you are shit." Like I had in the past where I said some people what I don't like and then it was like, "Yo, you have no idea what you are talking about. You are shit and you are the worst person ever on the internet." And it feels sad to have this approach on some stuff where people fight about stuff where we say, why? We all share one hobby, we all love, we try to create something and share with the world. Why should we fight about it? And if you want to fight, well, send your video to a contest and try to be the best. Do it that way.
Yeah. Although like contests are like kind of overrated.
Yeah, okay.
You just find your contest that you where you like the videos that
Mm-hmm.
win, and don't try to like I wouldn't stand in my videos again for Soul's Team if I wanted to win, like because I know they don't like my videos, and that's fine. Like I don't like the videos that win, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. So I don't. If I want to win, I won't participate, and then everything is fine. And I don't know why
Okay.
people still participate and then
Being
are
disappointed that
disappointed
her
about
style.
something that's like has been like that for years. And I'm not even
Yeah,
saying that the judging system is correct or wrong. I think it's wrong, but that's just my opinion, and it doesn't really matter that much in the end.
I think the more important part about this is the contest is made by some editors. Like all around the world, we have that problem. We have
Yeah,
some people who say like Acroscon, oh no, there's always this certain style that is winning, which is not true because your videos are were very different and won. For example. But there's Japan Expo or like Anime Week at Atlanta. There are some certain styles that get much more preferred, but it's more likely because the people, the judges, like a certain style. So yeah, it's a really hard thing.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're like a big fan of most Soul Stream editors, that's your contest. Like, go for it. And
Yeah.
we're really proud if you win. But if it's not, it's not. Like, I personally like how people at AMV News, like not everything obviously, but like
Yeah.
most of how things are judged, I can agree with. So that's why I participate in those contests.
Yeah, and I know from the past there's some difference in the contests. Like I was sending one video to Ani Night in Austria, and at the same time I sent this one at the Konichi Open Contest. It was very interesting because later on I got from the Konichi side, hey, if you would send your video in the not in open contest, in the exclusive, you would be around that place. And then I saw in the Ani Night I was really, really low, and the people said, yeah, it's just not like what the judges really like. And that was very interesting to see, like, the difference that at some contest, I would be much more preferred the video I made as on the other contest. That was really one time I had, which was very interesting for me. And also to see, yeah, some people like different styles.
Yeah, and in the end, you should make your videos for yourself. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's interesting, maybe at most. But in the end, you just have to be proud of your videos and have fun making them. And it's like, of course,
Yeah.
if you want to improve, improve. But if you don't understand why somebody doesn't like it, try to understand it. Maybe it's not you won't understand it because it doesn't make sense to you. And then it's okay. Like, don't let yourself get down because people don't like your stuff.
There are always people who don't like your stuff.
Yeah.
That's a thing that you can't make something that everyone loves. That's impossible in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's also, if you try to make an AMV that everyone likes, I don't think it would be great.
I think it's impossible because some people say they don't want to watch videos that are longer than like a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there are some videos that really are like, everyone would say that pencil art is like really impressive and really cool. Like, I've never seen anyone say that it's bad. So yeah,
That the thing is, like, I saw people who said it's impressive, but they don't like it because it's just, yeah, it takes so long and it's just stretched and it's for them. Yeah, that's what's also for me interesting to see. Like, the video is, yeah, it's great made, but it's like, yeah, I can watch it once and then it's over. I wouldn't watch it again. And then there's other stuff they posted and it was like, okay, good, that's it. And they say like, oh my god, that's the greatest video of all times. How can you not love it? And yeah, there's always the difference.
Yeah.
It's always a topic where people will fight.
Yeah, I think it's also not too bad to have like some friendly banter about stuff.
Oh, I think that's something in some communities that's just, there's these funny pokes against each other just to make fun and to be not taking it too serious.
Yeah.
What they are saying.
Yeah, and confrontation obviously also is kind of important because, like I said, like, broaden your horizon and look what other people think and how other people do things, but just don't take it
too serious. Often.
Yeah, I think that's a good ending point.
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to ask, because I had this with Jessa Switz last time, and she said that a friend of her said she think that AMVs die out in some time. And what is your opinion? How do you see yourself in the AMV community, or about the future of AMVs in like 5 or 10 years?
I think the part of the AMV community that we are in is definitely getting smaller and doesn't get as much traffic anymore on YouTube because of algorithm and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, that's also a very, very important or bad thing, most likely.
But I don't think it will die. It will just be like other kinds of videos. I don't think it will die. It's just, it kind of feels like that because, like, the good big contests, yeah, we all know for years aren't getting that much entries anymore, and that's just because people like new editors don't really see those sites. Like how should a new editor get to know AMV news? Like a Toast team is definitely better in that regard, because they are like on YouTube, and YouTube is still a thing. Like obviously Instagram and TikTok are as well. But like AMV news, like how should you find out about this?
Yeah, that this site
Like,
exists, or it's like when that's also a thing I often say when people search for AMVs, like, okay, did you try AMV News or AMV.org? And most people say like, what is this? And yeah, most people don't know about it. And so also these contests, like big contests or Japan Expo, many people don't even know it. They exist.
yeah, and also I think it's kind of sad that the org died, because there's
Yeah.
no real like general community. Like the org, pretty much everyone was kind of active on the org.
Yeah, I started there in 2004, so
Yeah, I think it
when
would
I
be
started.
great to have something like that, but it's really hard to. I don't think there will ever be anything like that again. But
Yeah, sadly.
yeah, maybe if copyright laws get harsher again, AVs will be from every
That was the thing.
platform, and then there's some Russian
Some
website
Russian
where
server
can you
where.
watch AVs.
Okay, you also said you are working in the video industry. So how is your work-life balance? Because for me, it's very interesting to hear how people do that stuff, like editing at work and then also editing as a hobby.
I studied film and motion design, and now I'm working freelance. Right now, I'm like starting out, so I don't have like I don't have to work like 24/7. But I will get to that point again. I also worked for a few companies for a few years,
Yeah.
and I think what I was kind of concerned about whether I would like editing for money, and if I would still be able to make AMVs and would have fun making them. Like in the first few weeks of working, or like the first month or something like that, I didn't really make an AMV. But I mean, it's just a month, because I was just like, oh god, not again. I don't want to open the program again.
Yeah.
But then it kind of worked. I don't know how, but I think I have the advantage that I was kind of addicted to editing. You could
Another
say.
one.
I had to make videos. Like now it's better. Like now I just make them when I want to do them. So
Is this also for you, like for Jesuswitz? She said it's totally different because for her work she makes more like the commercial stuff, is more like the linear editing, and in her free time with the AMVs she can express herself with and try some new stuff and different stuff she could never use really in her work. Is it also something for you,
yeah,
or?
definitely. Like that difference between just making whatever you want to do and having all the freedom. And also like for my work, I do many effect stuff like transitions, 3D animation and stuff like that. So it is kind of different from making MVs. It's different enough, yeah.
That's the interesting thing, because for me it wouldn't work. I can't do that. I want to do something different. That's why I'm now a software developer and create something as a program and with some front end and some graphics, yeah. And at home I do then editing and so.
Yeah, I think it's just important that you have fun making things for money, and I think that's just really a personal thing.
Yeah.
Because if I just have to make like animation of like, I don't know, a watch or something, yeah, I still have fun, and time goes by really fast, even if if it's not my personal project, just because I like working in different programs, and yeah, it just fits me somehow.
Yeah, that's very, very good. So I think we come here to an end. Thank you very much for being here, my guest today. It was a pleasure to talk with you about this one great hobby many people share and love, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, bye.
Bye bye.
And I hope all the listeners out there had some entertaining and informative time with our podcast today, and will coming back for the next episode. So, see ya.